Buenos dias, Dreyfus. Today is October 2nd and the day that some members of SHS will be traveling to Westgate Elementary to spread some Latin Hispanic Heritage Month cheer. I'm Kira Cardoso.
And I'm Jason Monaco. Amped up and ready to roll. If you're prepared for another action-packed show, let's dive right into that intro.
Starting with today's announcements, Savannah College of Arts and Design, or SCAD, and Rutgers University will be visiting today in the Media Center during lunch. Make sure to stop by to hear all about these amazing schools. And speaking of college, Dreyfus's annual college fair will take place on October 11th in the gym from 3:40 to 6 p.m. Students with 152 colleges coming to Dreyfus, this is an amazing opportunity to learn more about colleges and maybe find a few colleges that best fit you. Make sure to mark this date on your schedule.
In national news, let's take a look at some of the recent and upcoming music drops from your favorite artists. Lady Gaga dropped an album last week that accompanies the new Joker sequel, coming to theaters this Friday. Coldplay is releasing their 10th studio album, titled Moon Music, which is a sequel to the 2021 project Music of the Spheres. And for our throwback pick, we're going to give some recognition to Dolly Parton, who released Coat of Many Colors on this day in 1971.
And now in arts news, the Dreyfus Orchestra Department will present their first concert of the year this Saturday at 6 p.m. in Meyer Hall. We hope to see you there. Now, before we move on to sports news, DSOA Today reporter Griffin Petty went out to get words of appreciation from Dreyfus students and teachers about our custodians for National Custodian Appreciation Day.
Here at Dreyfus, both our students and staff greatly appreciate our custodians and everything they do for us. Here are some students and staff's opinions on what they do for us and how appreciative they are for upcoming Custodian Appreciation Day.
There isn't anything our custodians don't do on this campus. I am truly fortunate to work with the most amazing custodians. They do everything around here and things that you would be really surprised to hear about.
I don't see what they're doing for us, and they always do it when we're gone, so we aren't appreciative of what they do for us. So I feel like even saying something as small as thank you could help us appreciate them more.
I appreciate that they clean up our classrooms, the lunchrooms, because if they weren't here, everything would look like garbage. It would be really bad.
Anytime I see a custodian, I'm going to say thank you so much for all the hard work. I know our SGA students have some surprises up their sleeves for them too. So.
Man, I mean, keeping the campus clean, keeping the campus safe, everything from cleaning up trash to taking care of minor maintenance issues, and a lot of it is behind the scenes work after hours. So certain things that we all take for granted, like you come to school in the morning and the classrooms are clean.
Nosotros siempre te apoyamos, tú haces de todo, cosas que ni te llamamos siempre lo están haciendo. Te amamos mucho, cada ustedes, y gracias por todo que hacen.
Reminder to all students to always clean up for yourself, especially at lunch, and to show a little bit extra appreciation to your custodians today. I'm Griffin Petty, reporting for DSOA Today.
Is it still recording?
Thanks, Griffin. In school sports news, there's a bowling match today at King's Academy at 3:30 p.m. Also, basketball tryouts will begin this month. Boys basketball tryouts will take place October 28th, 29th, and 31st from 4 to 6 p.m. in the school gym. To find out more information, go to their Google Classroom page with the code 6E7HZQO. As for the girls' basketball tryouts, they will occur in the gym on October 29th and the 31st from 4 to 6 p.m. You can find more information for girls' basketball tryouts with their Google Classroom code 5SDAJOD. Now, moving on to the STEP team. STEP team will have their first general meeting today during lunch in room 3301. This is a mandatory meeting for all team members. Please note that your first practice will be next Tuesday, October 8th, from 4 to 5:15 p.m. Now to the infamous Aiden Smith with some of the most recent sports highlights. Take it away, Aiden.
What's up, Dreyfus? It's another hot day in the swampy state of Florida, and I'm Aiden Smith with your sports news from last weekend into this next weekend. Well, folks, we're coming off an absolutely wild week of football in both the pros and college. Starting off, the FSU's flump continues, getting absolutely wiped by SMU. Last week I said their hopes were in a ditch, but it seems that ditch has become a sinkhole as they prepare to face Clemson this weekend, and it's going to be rough. On the bright side, UM continues to just be the best. And let's just say something about that Cam Ward fellow really gets me excited. Moving on to UF, they are getting ready for an interstate face-off versus UCF, which I think they have in the bag. Now, we can't talk about college without bringing up the Georgia-Alabama game that left me speechless as I marveled at a true classic of a game that will be remembered for years. Now, moving on to the NFL, as I predicted, the Dolphins got squished by the Titans' foot as they seemingly failed to do anything right at all. This tomorrow night, after a great day off, make sure to catch the absolute movie of a game that will be Big Kirko Cousins versus MVP candidate Baker Mayfield. P.S. I got the Bucks for that. Also, for a little peek into the NBA, Jimmy Butler is locked in right now, saying that he wants to play every single game, so Heat fans, let's go! It's fall now, but it's always sports season here at Dreyfus, so we are loving it, and I'm Aiden Smith. Shout out my boy Aiden Azoy. Back to the anchors.
Looking at some final reminders, the senior panoramic photo is taking place in count 'em, 2 days. Towards the end of third period on Friday, all seniors will leave class early to take the photo on Freshman Hill. Make sure to wear black and stay in dress code so that you can represent Dreyfus Magic the best you can. Additionally, today is the deadline to apply to the HEAL program, where you can gain up to 25 community service hours, hear from Holocaust survivors, and learn essential program planning skills. Only 6 students will be selected. Join the Google Classroom with the code XJAZYPW and get your application in by the end of today. Also, French Honor Society members, make sure to join the Google Classroom with the code UTCZECJ.
Before we go, Dreyfus, we have your Latin Hispanic Heritage Fact of the day coming straight from our language department. For today's fact, we have the difference between the words Hispanic and Latino. Hispanic refers to somebody from or with ancestors from a Spanish-speaking country. It includes people from Spain and Equatorial Guinea. Latino refers to someone from or with ancestors from a country of Latin origin, usually Latin America. This term includes some non-Spanish-speaking countries, such as Brazil. Now, in honor of Latin Hispanic Heritage Month, we were able to get junior communications major Bianca Angelino to perform her slam poem about her home country, Uruguay.
You may not know what Uruguay is because your ignorance is so big it obscures your view of my small country. The country that isn't actually that small since there are 3.6 million people living there. I used to hate the question, where are you from or are you Hispanic, because I knew no one would recognize my country. Their questioning of my ethnicity was like playing trivia game with a bunch of morons, like playing American history with a bunch of 4th graders. And to be honest, I feel bad for everyone who doesn't know my country. I hate when people get my country wrong. I'm anything but Cuban, Colombian, or Puerto Rican. Americans always guess Mexico, Colombia, Peru. No, it's next to Argentina. Chile. No, on the other side. There's nothing there. And you think it's only the Americans, but it's Hispanics too. They've made fun of my accent since we speak differently. The first day of school, sitting on the rainbow patterned carpet, the teacher asked me, ¿Cómo te llamas? And I respond with what you think you should say, Me llamo Bianca. Laughter filled the small classroom. I was told it's not llamo, it's llamo. And to be honest, I'm tired of people telling me my accent is wrong. It's not wrong, you're just uncultured. Uruguayans are Hispanics too, but unlike you all, we don't have famous singers like Bad Bunny or Daddy Yankee, but we have great music, great musicians who don't get enough credit since no one acknowledges our country. Great music, great, like the way the beats and rhythms flow all together, making my hips sway, feet left and right, forward and back. Uruguay is my father's country. It's where he learned music, where he went to 2 different schools, regular in the morning and a private music school at night. It's where he practiced in the little brick house on a long road until his fingers bled. He was never still. Always swaying, always playing, feet left and right, forward and back. It's the country where my grandma lived and worked hard to support her family, a social worker, who who worked long nights and even long days and even longer nights with never one but two, three jobs. She was never still, swaying day after day for 60 years, feet left and right, forward and back. Uruguay is the country where my grandpa lived, where he drove the 53 big yellow heap every day, where my other grandfather struggled, where he lost his father and had to work from the age of 10 every day, throwing newspapers, picking up trash, always coming home late, later and later, 7, then 8, then 9. He was never still. They were never still, always swaying feet left and right, forward and back. Uruguay is the country where our flag waves high, proud and bold, white and blue stripes and a magnificent yellow sun. And I don't want to hear, oh, isn't that Argentina's flag? No, it's Uruguay, my country. It's a different South American country, Uruguay, the country of my family, the country of my parents, my love, Uruguay. And I wish I didn't have to use relative location like Argentina for people to understand where I'm from, but unfortunately I do. And I used to stay quiet, not wanting to be a geography teacher, subtly changing my accent one word at a time. But now I will be a geography teacher for a few minutes without charge. I will make sure my accent is the first thing people notice. I will not suppress it. I'll make sure it sounds like I'm shushing everyone when they ask my name. Some things never change. So I will continue to have to explain where my country is, but I will never stay stuck in ignorance. I will sway feet left and right, forward and back, and I will claim what is mine because I know my family is proud.
2 final reminders. Seeds is selling Boo Grams in the cafeteria today for $3, so make sure to stop by and get one for a friend, teacher, or family member. There will also be an NHS meeting in Meyer Hall today during lunch. Well, that is all we have for you today. Make sure to tune in for the next couple of weeks for more awesome Latin Hispanic heritage facts and all the news you'll ever need. I'm Jason Monaco.
And I'm Kira Cardoso, wishing you a wholesome and warm-hearted Wednesday.